I'd like to have our county attorney come on up. All commissioners, we're going to get this show started.
Heavy on this side of the room? Light on this side?
You got to hold up
Be
that whole
nice,
end.
be nice. Be nice. Okay, okay, good. Okay.
That's right.
Good morning, Palm Beach County. Today is November 5th, 2024, and we are about to begin our meeting with the roll call by Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Barnett.
Here.
Commissioner Baxter. Vice Mayor Marino.
Here.
Mayor Sachs.
Here.
Commissioner Weiss.
Here.
Commissioner Woodward.
Here.
Thank you.
We have a quorum. And if I could have Commissioner Michael Barnett lead us in the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear God, we are thankful for this day that you have given us, for its blessings, its opportunities, its challenges. We pray for strength and guidance for each day as it comes, for each day's duties, for each day's problems. May we be challenged to give our best always, and may we be assured of your presence with us. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. Good morning, everybody. We are going to start with any additions, deletions, substitutions of the agenda as presented.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the board, on page 22, 4F is an add-on special presentation. On page 21, 3FF1 has been deleted for further staff review.
Very
That
good.
concludes our additions, deletions, and substitutions.
Mayor, I'd like to move that we adopt the agenda as amended.
Do I have a second? By Vice Mayor Marino. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. What do we have here? 5?
Yes.
5, thank you, Commissioner White. 5-0. Now going on to the consent agenda. Does anybody wish to pull anything from the consent agenda as stated? Seeing no one, if I could have.
I'll make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, very good. A first from the Vice Mayor, second by Commissioner Woodward. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously at this time. Now we're going to go into our special presentations, and I'm going to take a mayor's privilege and pull one first. And that is for our furry friends. So let me give the title for the record, and that starts on page 22. We have a special guest here today. I'd like to pull that one first. And that would be, on page 22, that would be 4D, District 4. And you can go where you'd like. And then after that, if we could have District 2, 4B on the other side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor, for reordering. I'll be calling for the Barkey Pines attendees: Elizabeth Accomando, Steve Accomando, Elaine Tobita, Mary Montanaro, you can come forward, Dr. Mark Blanco, Janet Steele, Diane Schwab, Jeffrey Fisher, Jeff Sluggett, Alyssa Freeman, Kate Hansen, and Noel Chessman. And 3 furry guests as well. Cotton, Violet, and Scout. Thank you. And even though Commissioner Baxter couldn't be with us today, this is in her district, she would be sharing this proclamation with me. So today we are recognizing the 10th anniversary of Barkey Pines Animal Rescue and Sanctuary. And for any of you who know my little paw missioner, Fritz, I actually got him from this rescue right here, who also came from Animal Care and Control before getting with you. So whereas Barky Pines Animal Rescue and Sanctuary, located in Loxahatchee, Florida, has spent a decade rescuing, rehabilitating, and providing sanctuary to more than 1,300 dogs, dozens of cats, and hundreds of farm animals, saving those that might otherwise face euthanasia. And whereas the sanctuary has specifically partnered with Palm Beach County Animal Care and Control to save homeless pets in urgent need, alleviating millions in taxpayer costs by taking on this critical burden. And whereas Barky Pines Animal Rescue and Sanctuary operates a low-cost veterinary clinic, providing and subsidizing spay and neuter services, improving animal health and population control in the county. And whereas the sanctuary was the winner in the 2024 Palm Beach County Community's Choice Awards in the category of veterinary clinic and pet kennel boarding daycare, and was recognized as first runner-up from 2020 to 2022, and demonstrating excellence and dedication in rescue efforts. And whereas Barky Pines Animal Rescue has fostered deep community ties by rehoming animals with senior citizens, veterans, and families, enhancing the lives of both animals and people. And whereas the sanctuary's role in education, outreach, and service to the most vulnerable pets strengthens its vital contribution to making Palm Beach County a no-kill community and sets an example for compassionate and humane practices. Whereas Palm Beach County commends Barky Pines Animal Rescue on its decade of providing exceptional service, dedication, and profound impact on animal welfare. Therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this this is not the 8th day of October. What is today? The 5th day of November. Sorry, 5th day of November 2024, that the board hereby recognizes the 10th anniversary of Barky Pines Animal Rescue and Sanctuary. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. This is such an honor, and we really appreciate it. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, our County Administrator, Todd and Stephanie from Public Safety, our staff, including Kate, who's my right hand, our veterinarians, our techs, and all of our volunteers. And special thanks to our partners at Animal Care and Control, including Diane Suave, who could not make it here today, but was with us from the first poll, who I spent many hours talking or venting about the issues here in Palm Beach County with all of our animals. To Jan Steele, who is with us, and while our relationship might be a little bit younger, it's grown very quickly and is paramount to all of our missions to help the homeless pets of Palm Beach County, and all of the county animal control staff and volunteers who never seem to get enough credit for all that they do to get animals out safely. That is why Barky Pines was founded. That is our specific mission, to rescue the at-risk dogs and farm animals and the occasional cat, Commissioner Weiss. I had to throw that in there for you. Although we don't harness train here.
He does.
I love that. And more recently, to provide free or low-cost spay and neuter to help reduce the pet overpopulation that we see not only here in Palm Beach County, but throughout the country at this time. And this is especially important for the at-risk breeds, and we provide it for any residents on services as well. We provide the trap, neuter, vaccinate, and release, and continued care for community cats in Palm Beach County, and provide affordable vet care services to keep more pets in their homes with their families where they belong and out of the shelter system completely. Today, we begin a new collaboration with the American Association of Caregiving Youth and Family Promise of Boca Raton, serving the unhoused, and we will be assisting holding pets while the family is in transitions. 10 years and nearly 10,000 animals helped, our small but mighty rescue continues to grow and be a vital part and partner to Palm Beach County. So thank you all so much for this honor.
Commissioner Woodward, I just have two questions. First, I want to thank you and commend this organization for what you do, and especially for helping our animal care and control as well as families in transition. That's a wonderful thing you do. And the very important question is, Can our county attorney, can she adopt one of those? Sort of have a connection here with that white one, you know?
Yes, I'll.
We'll
I'll-
talk later?
Yeah.
We'll talk
This-
later.
This little guy here, yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to invite up, let's see, Tammy Fields, Alyssa Kramer, Dr. Twyla Taylor, Katia Cavalli, and Marlene Aboites. Thank you. I hope I didn't, okay. Good morning, everyone. We are declaring November 2024 as Children and Teens Grief Awareness Month. Whereas the Palm Beach County Youth Services Department is shining the light on Children's and Teens Grief Awareness Month, as childhood bereavement is a critical issue and an increasingly important national priority. And grief has far-reaching impacts on our youth, families, and the community. The death of a loved one has a profound and enduring impact on and is traumatic, regardless of whether the death was expected or unexpected. Whereas it is estimated that 1 in 11 children in Florida will experience a death of a parent or sibling by age 18, and the majority of children experience a significant loss by the time they complete high school. And children and families can benefit from developmentally appropriate support in navigating through grief and loss. Whereas bereavement greatly increases a child's susceptibility to poor school outcomes, including lower grades, dropout, truancy, lack of connectedness, and learning problems. The Youth Services Department is raising awareness on this important subject and the importance of providing acknowledgement and tools needed for grief-sensitive culture, and the death of a parent or family member forever changes the family dynamic. There is a need for trauma-responsive family resources and support. Whereas the Youth Services Department offers trauma-informed care to all its clients in an effort to increase the resilience and community healing by providing no-cost family therapy, psychological assessment, and residential programming. Whereas the Youth Services Department works with clients to address grief as it is one of the endorsed experiences in the Adverse Child Experiences screening, known as ACEs, a tool that helps identify patients who may be at risk for toxic stress. Now therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 5th day of November 2024, that November 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Children and Teens Grief Awareness Month. Congratulations. Thank you for all you do. You know, it's a difficult subject to talk about, but we know the impact that it has on our children, and it's something they potentially carry for the rest of their lives. And so the work that you're doing to help ease and make that transition better for them is going to pay dividends to us for their entire lives, but for generations to come. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Weiss, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, County Administrator Baker. We appreciate you recognizing this important month and the services that the Youth Services Department provides to assist children and families in our community. We wear blue to recognize this month as a symbol of hope. Thank you.
Commissioner Barnett.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everybody. I would like to mark World AIDS Day on December 1st, 2024, where we stand in solidarity with the millions worldwide affected by HIV and AIDS, including the more than 8,800 individuals here in Palm Beach County. Together, by supporting equal access to life-saving treatments and fostering a compassionate, inclusive community, we can build a future free from HIV and AIDS. And I'd like to welcome Dr. James Green, Taruna Malhotra, Dr. Casey Messer, Leah Head Rigby, Palm Beach County HIV/ES Hives Team, Nita Mahani, is Nita here? HIV Care Council, and Kayla West. Proclamation declaring December 1st, 2024 as World AIDS Day. Whereas an estimated 39.9 million people are living worldwide with HIV, and an estimated 1.3 million new infections occurred in 2023, which is an estimated 3,500 new infections every day. And whereas approximately 14% of persons worldwide with HIV, PWH, don't know their status, and only an estimated 77% of them who need life-saving antiretroviral therapy, ART, currently have access to these medications. And whereas the Joint United Nations Program on HIV/AIDS observes December 1st of each year as World AIDS Day and leads and inspires the world to achieve its shared vision of zero new HIV infections, zero discrimination, and zero AIDS-related deaths. And whereas clinical evidence has firmly established that PWH who achieve and maintain an undetectable viral load by taking ART daily as prescribed cannot sexually transmit the virus to others. And whereas the Joint United Nations Program on HIV/AIDS World AIDS Day theme for 2024 is Take the Rights Path. The world can end AIDS if everyone's rights are protected. And whereas in Palm Beach County, more than 8,800 persons are living with HIV. The Palm Beach County HIV Community Prevention Partnership and the Palm Beach County HIV Care Council and its partners are working together to renew HIV/AIDS awareness and to expand and strengthen the local effort to stop the spread of HIV in the county. And whereas all county residents are urged to take part in activities and observances designed to increase awareness and understanding of HIV/AIDS and to join the global effort to prevent further spread of HIV/AIDS. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 5th day of November 2024, that December 1st, 2024, in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed World AIDS Day.
All right. Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, and Administrator Baker is not with us. I'm Dr. Casey Messer, Program Manager for HIV Elimination Services, and I'm honored to be with you today to commemorate World AIDS Day 2024. This is our 36th year recognizing World AIDS Day, and we've made a lot of progress towards ending HIV here in Palm Beach County. This past year, the number of new HIV diagnoses decreased by 4% after 2 consecutive years of increases following COVID-19. The number of people living with HIV in Palm Beach County rose to 8,880, but HIV-related deaths have decreased by 30% over the last 5 years. We have more people living with HIV, with fewer people dying from HIV. Still, disparities in HIV burden are unjust, with 63% of new HIV diagnoses among persons who identify as Black, and the rate of HIV-related deaths 14 times higher compared to persons who identify as white. Individuals who receive care and treatment from the county's HIV programs do have better outcomes, with a viral suppression rate of more than 85% compared to 66% in the general population. A unique challenge that we're facing here in Palm Beach County, however, is a phenomenon known as a syndemic. A syndemic is a cluster of 2 or more conditions within a population which exacerbate the prognosis and burden of each. A syndemic goes beyond co-occurring conditions in that the interaction between the conditions is so pronounced and intertwined that the outcome of one condition is directly affected by the outcome of the other condition. Palm Beach County is currently experiencing a syndemic of HIV, behavioral health, substance use disorders, and homelessness. In Palm Beach County, more than 38% of people with HIV have a behavioral health or substance use disorder. 43% of individuals in our 2024 homelessness point-in-time count reported a substance use disorder, and 32% reported a behavioral health condition. Within our syringe services program, the harm reduction intervention that was established to reduce HIV transmissions and to provide a pathway for substance use disorder treatment and recovery, 56% of participants are experiencing homelessness. These issues are not isolated. They interact, they amplify one another, and obstacles faced by our most vulnerable populations are compounded. Today, we make a call to action for a response to this syndemic that is coordinated, strategic, and holistic, as addressing each of these conditions in isolation will not be enough to achieve our collective goals. The impact of a syndemic approach will be much greater than the sum of our parts operating in silos. As we recognize World AIDS Day, we are hopeful and determined that by simultaneously facing the opioid crisis and leading the way home, we will also end the HIV epidemic. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Messer. I also wanted to recognize Assistant County Administrator Tammy Fields. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Commissioner Barnett. We're going to go right on to the next one. You know, there are some people who come into your life and they leave an indelible mark. It's like a rainbow just came and went. But this one person I'm going to call up to accept this award is someone whose rainbow lasts and lasts, not just in my life, but in the lives of so many of us in our community. So with that, I'd like to call up Pamela Higger-Palani, attorney at law and founder of Brain Bowl. And Ms. Palani, I'm talking about you. Today, we are, and I'm very proud to announce that November 2024 is going to be named Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Because in the United States, there are more than 6.7 million reported cases of Alzheimer's disease. In Florida alone, it's 580,000 people aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's disease. These cases are projected to increase in the state of Florida by 24%. And what's interesting to note is that 70% of the care for those suffering from Alzheimer's here in the state of Florida are taken care of by family caregivers. So it's critical to protect the safety and well-being of Alzheimer's families in our communities, as well as the patient's dignity and quality of life. And so we extend gratitude countywide to our advocates, our supporters, including the not-for-profit organization known as Brain Bowl Events, Inc., and its board of directors who provide vital care and services to all. So now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 5th day of November, 2024, that November 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Thank you so much for all you do. Would you like to say anything? I figured you would. Go right ahead.
Good morning. I am so excited to be here, as I have appeared in front of this illustrious Board of Commissioners many years in a row now. And I want to thank each of you, including the Vice Mayor, as well as especially Mayor and County Commissioner Maria Sachs, for taking time today, on of all days, where I'm sure she might be needed elsewhere, to be here. On a day where many people are thinking about red and blue, I really appreciate your remembering purple. Purple is the national color. Thank you for wearing purple. Purple is the color for Alzheimer's Association's awareness, and it is the color that my committee for Brain Bowl events and I have embraced for many years. Next week, we are hosting our 10th annual luncheon. We are all volunteers that put this on. I am an elder law attorney and an elder law advocate, but we are all volunteers. And we have done this very diligently for 10 years. Why? Because we know that it's not just the 1 in 3 seniors, 1 in 3 seniors diagnosed with Alzheimer's in our county. It is all the caregiving, 10 to 15 people, as Mayor Sachs mentioned, that is inquired to take care of people with this disease. Likewise, unfortunately, 20% of those diagnosed with Alzheimer's are under the age of 65. This becomes not a you issue or a me issue, this becomes a we issue. Most people who move to our state live over 200 miles away from their loved ones. That means that this is a taxpayer issue, a healthcare crisis that our county has never experienced before. It is literally the weed in our Garden of Eden, in our paradise, and we are paying the price for it in many ways. This is why I created the Walk to End Alzheimer's in Boca Raton. This is why I also founded the Gala for Alzheimer's Association this year, a nighttime tri-county effort to really bring in everyone in South Florida into this initiative. But it is especially proud that I am standing with my longtime committee member, David Hall, as well as many other people who have absolutely made such a difference in our county. Brain Bowl Events, the nonprofit I created, actually raises money for local initiatives along with national initiatives to help deal with this crisis, what I call the silver tsunami. We help Palm Beach Sheriff's Office pay for search and rescue dogs, which is necessary because it's a component of Alzheimer's that most people are not aware. A lot of people with Alzheimer's and dementia unfortunately go wandering. Without these search and rescue dogs, we will not be able to find them in time. And they cost a lot of money to train and maintain. We have given money for seniors who don't have beds to sleep in, specialized beds. We've given money to Tri-County Animal Rescue so that we can have companionship, as we talked about earlier today. Pets are such an integral part in our lives, and they provide companionship to reduce the symptoms of dementia, but it does not eliminate. We also gave this year $100,000 to create the Brain Bowl Project Room, where seniors and children can interact together for the benefit of each other. We know through studies that it shows that these two age groups, when they interact together, receiving awareness and acceptance from one another, it helps both of them. I am so proud to go in next week with several of the commissioners actually going to be in attendance, and as we all encourage everyone in a sold-out room with over 1,200 people involved to actually wear white. Although David and I are wearing purple today to reflect the national color of Alzheimer's, next week we encourage everyone, next Thursday, November 14th, to wear white. Why? Because white represents a survivor, none of which we have right now for Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. Despite it being a leading cause of death in our country, we do not have one survivor. We hope that by wearing white, we will reflect that this will change very quickly, that we will have a survivor very soon. And we thank you again for letting us be appearing in front of you, for the opportunity to bring much needed awareness to what I think is a very specific Palm Beach County concern. And I especially again thank Mayor and County Commissioner Maria Sachs for always being an absolute supporter of what we have done. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Attorney Polani, I think with your efforts, with the efforts of everybody who have supported you all these years, we will find a cure for Alzheimer's. God bless you. Thank you. Let's have a picture. All right. All right. Okay, moving right along. If I could have Dr. James Green, Robin Holtken, Jason St. John, Faith Manfra, and this is going to be on behalf of our Veterans Appreciation Month. I know today is Election Day, but very soon we're going to have one of the most important, one of the important holidays for Americans, red, white, and blue, and that's November 11th, which is Veterans Day. So whereas the residents of Palm Beach County have great respect, admiration, and utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces. And whereas 200,000 service members transition to civilian communities, and it is estimated there will be a 20% increase of service members transitioning from military to civilian life in the near future. And whereas the approximately 75,000 veterans in Palm Beach County are deserving of special recognition and to appreciate all the many sacrifices that you've made. So whereas Palm Beach County declares November 2024 as a time to salute and honor the service and sacrifice of the men and women who made immeasurable sacrifices. Now therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 5th day of November 2024, that November 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Veteran Appreciation Month. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Sachs, Vice Mayor, Commissioners of the Board, and Ms. Baker. You know, let us never forget what we do and who we owe that to, other than God. You know, we look around and there's a lot of things to be grateful for, and let's not let Veterans Day just be about beers and barbecue. Okay, let's remember that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to the Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Administrator Baker. You know, we don't take for granted what our veterans mean to us in this country, especially in a time such as this. And we want to do everything that we can to support our veterans who are unhoused, our veterans who are in need of mental health and addiction support, our veterans who are in need of just basic supports in order to live a quality of life. And so we have been actively engaging the community with the Veteran Services Advisory Board and putting measures in place to ensure that our veterans can get the assistance that they need. And we thank you for all of the support that you've given us in this endeavor. Thank you.
And let me just say, Dr. Green, as a daughter of a World War II combat infantry veteran who also served in Vietnam, we have such a large number of veterans here, and you have been especially supportive of, I call it my war, Vietnam War, that veterans of that war, and also those of Iraq and Afghanistan, have been struggling with PTSD and homelessness. And I know you and Ms. Baker and all the county commissioners have been so proactive in working with the VA. Let me just note, our VA hospital here in West Palm is one of the largest in Southeast Florida. And the reason is because the number of veterans that we have living here in Palm Beach County. So this is particularly noteworthy, and thank you, all of you, for serving and taking care of our warriors. Thank you so much. All right, we got one more, and if I could have Lucy Joseph from Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Inc. and the the Chi, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, I never was a Greek. Chi Zeta chapter. Come on up, ladies. Come on up, ladies. Because we are about to declare November 2024 as Prematurity Awareness Month. Whereas mothers and babies face serious health risks and March of Dimes fights for their health. You look so pretty, all of you. So nice. You got to come every month, you know, you just pretty it up. By supporting research, leading programs, and providing education and advocacy. And whereas March of Dimes has developed a collaborative model to study and prevent preterm birth through groundbreaking research at 5 prematurity research centers. And whereas according to the March of Dimes in 2022, 1 in 10 babies were born preterm in Florida. And whereas the March of Dimes works extensively in Florida to improve maternal and infant health, also advocates the March of Dimes locally in response to the continued maternal and infant health crisis of prematurity. And whereas Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, Inc. has been participating in grassroots campaigns with the March of Dimes since 1972, fighting for the health of mothers and babies and ensuring equitable access to health care. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, assembled in regular session this 5th day of November, that November 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Maturity Awareness Month. Thank you for all you do. Would you come on up and say a few words?
Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, County Commissioners, and County Administrator. Thank you so much. On behalf of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, I would like to say thank you for taking the time to recognize this important month. As a partner of March of Dimes, we take this month extremely serious to bring attention to Black maternal health and the work that we are doing on the ground. So I invite you all to support our programming as we bring attention to this important matter within our community and those who are affected. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Commissioners. And there's a saying that says, to whom much is given, much is required. On behalf of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority all over the country, we want to say thank you for honoring us today, and along with our partnership with the March of Dimes. As you can see, we're also wearing purple. And I would like to say, as a grandmother, my name is Dr. Glenda Garrett, as a grandmother of a premature grandson, he was born 1 pound, 4 ounces. He lived in the hospital, Johns Hopkins Hospital, for more than 9 months of his life. Because of the March of Dimes and Ronald McDonald House and all of the wonderful people at Johns Hopkins University, my grandson had 78 blood transfusions, 30 operations, 2 brain surgeries, and the list goes on and on. But because of organizations like this, I'm able to stand before you this morning and say that my grandson is now 16. He's at Jupiter High School in the ROTC program, and he has become the first deaf African American Eagle Scout in the United States of America. So we thank you and the March of Dimes and our great sorority for supporting an effort, and Ms. Baker knows the history.
He's also receiving, I think, this weekend in Atlanta,
Yes.
the Presidential Award.
Yes, for volunteering service at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you, Commissioner, for remembering that. Thank you.
Whoa, that is beautiful. Anybody else wants to speak? What a beautiful story. Wow.
Thank you.
That's so impressive. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. What's his name?
His name is Emmanuel Garrett Parker. Thank you.
Okay, ladies, come on up, get this award. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, yeah, two little boys. I do, look at that. I knew this. Good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I know. Boy, that's the best part of our agenda, right there. You see the beauty of our county. All right, returning to our agenda at this time, we're going to go right on to page 23, the regular agenda. And that would be listed as 5A1. Oh, thank you. That's why you have a vice mayor. And we have a staff presentation. I believe we have paperwork on that as well. Very good. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Thank you, Maria. Okay. Go right ahead, you're recognized.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Joanne Keller with the Engineering Department. I'm joined today with me is Deputy County Administrator Patrick Rutter and our Assistant County Attorney Liz Herman. This is Agenda Item 5A1. Okay. Before you today is a request to approve an authorization under an existing contract that we have for signal design professional services. We were fortunate that the state actually appropriated funds in fiscal year 2025 to design and implement advanced traffic control system along Okeechobee Boulevard, and we abbreviate that ATCS. This is the ideal corridor because of the unique characteristics like multiple railway crossings, an adjacent bascule bridge, high daily vehicular traffic, and multiple opportunities for pedestrians to cross. And when triggered, those pedestrians can impact travel on the entire segment. The state is providing these funds to the FDOT, and they will in turn route the funds to Palm Beach County through an agreement that is under review now. We're bringing this item to you ahead of time so that we can expedite the process to the greatest extent possible. This CSA will allow our consultant to find compatible systems, develop RFP documents for design-build contract, and evaluate the implemented system. And as mentioned earlier, this CSA is part of an existing contract that received a minimum 20% mandatory SBE preference. The consultant has committed to 28% for the overall contract with 9.13% for this CSA. On the screen now is a map of the corridor with limits on Okeechobee Boulevard from I-95 east to Flagler Drive. And as far as our timeline is, county staff expects a draft RFP next month, December 24. We expect a final RFP ready in March 2025 with advertisement and selection in July 25. Deployment then in February 2026 with evaluation in September 2026. In the meantime, staff will be back in front of you in March 2025 with a white paper on available signal technologies. And with that, if you have any questions, we're happy to help.
Very good. Commissioner Weiss?
Thank you, Mayor. Couple things. First off, thank you for bringing this item forward. As you know, this is something that I've been advocating for a number of, unfortunately, years. But how's the saying go? Better late than never. But we're finally moving forward. So thank you very much on that. I think it's also important to note that this technology is changing very quickly in the last couple of years. We've seen a lot of improvements, so timing-wise probably couldn't be better in that regard. So I encourage, and I know you're going to be bringing us a white paper, but encourage us to be looking at all the different possibilities with this advanced signal technology. I was made aware last week that I believe our friends down in Delray Beach are going to be moving forward with some similar type of technology. My understanding is the mayor there has been pushing for that, so I want to say kudos to him and thank them for looking forward as well in trying to help us move people and bicycles and buses better throughout our system. With that, I would be happy to make a motion to approve 5A1.
Very good. Before we go on to the second, is there anybody who wishes to ask any questions or comments about this? Commissioner Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you, and congratulations for getting this across the, well, I'm not going to say finish line, but we're super, super close. And I just did want to say there's a number of communities that are looking at this, very excited about the potential of the information and the data that we'll get from this overall. Can you tell us a timeline as far as once this is installed, what type of information and data we'll be able to use? Because I think we tried a pilot a number of years ago that maybe wasn't as successful, but as was mentioned, technology now, 10 years is like a century as far as the changes that are made. What kind of information will we be getting from this?
I'm not sure I can tell you the kind of information yet, but I know that the first step will be to review all of the available technologies and establish what is the best path forward.
Mm-hmm.
So baby steps, but in the end, we'll have some great information to share. At this point, I can't tell you exactly what that will be.
Okay, well, and I was just going to bring up, because you brought up Delray, and was happy to help facilitate that meeting a little bit between FDOT, because part of Atlantic is a state road. It's in the city, and
Very
we do
similar.
the traffic signals, so it's an interesting mix of roads, but they're very interested in having smart technology, especially for pedestrian crossings, because they want to keep the walkability of the city and a number of intersections. So I think it would be somewhat of a different pilot, but different information also that we could get, and how we can move forward countywide with different ones, because it's not going to be the same approach for
Absolutely
each.
not.
Some are very much roadways, others have more pedestrian, but these types of projects will hopefully get us to where we can have a lot of options for the different parts of our county where it makes sense. So thank you for this. I look forward to March of next year. We're getting a big presentation, so thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Mayor Marino.
Thank you. How similar or different is this from the pilot program that's on Hood Road?
It could be similar. It could be exactly the same technology. We're going to review all of them and establish what's best for this Okeechobee corridor. It is a little bit different corridor, but the technology could be similar.
Because you have some of the same
We do have some similarities.
interruptions, I
We've
should
got the
say.
railway crossing there, possibly pedestrians there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Very good. Thank you for all the work you've done on this. This has been a project I know that many of the commissioners, especially Commissioner Weiss, with the help of Commissioner Woodward, has worked towards. And with the technology that we have within the engineering department, you made it happen. You make it happen. So we have a first from Commissioner Weiss. We have a second from the Vice Mayor. All those for, anybody opposed, see that it passes unanimously 5-0. Nice work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we're moving right on to board appointments. Number 6 on page 24. And do we have any, shall I start with Commissioner Barnett?
Thank you, Mayor. I have no commission district appointments.
Commissioner Woodward.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to appoint Catherine Gundlach to the Library Advisory Board, and also Chris Bonaforte to the Educational Facilities Authority Board.
Very good, thank you. Commissioner Weiss?
I have no appointments.
And, wow, it's rather, you got a long.
I have no
you got a-
appointments.
You know what, you have a long desk there. And Vice Mayor Marino? None appointment. And the mayor's office has Robert A. Unger, who is here with his wife Stacy, for the Fire Rescue Advisory Board. Would you stand and wave, Robert and your wife? Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your service previously with Fire Rescue, and I look forward to your working with all of us to help the benefit the men and women of Fire Rescue. Thank you, Mr. Unger. Okay, moving right along to administration comments.
I'd like to ask the board to receive and file directives.
We have a so moved here by the Vice Mayor and a second by Commissioner Woodward. All those for. Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously 5-0. That was good. Very good. County Attorney.
No comments,
I won't say anything. Okay.
except Cotton, I'm here.
Is that the name of the little white dog that kept flirting with you over there? Very nice. Well, you know, the whole idea of bringing animals here is to show to the public, you know, how wonderful they are and how even in animal care and control that we have wonderful dogs. And I think one of our commissioners has adopted a dog already. So you can see we all work together on taking care of our animals in the county. All right, starting with, and these are commissioner comments. So I am going to go and I'm going to start with Commissioner Weiss.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'd like to request an off-site proclamation for Thursday, November 14th as Alzheimer Awareness Month.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner.
We have a second.
We have a second. All those for. Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 5-0. Commissioner Woodward. Oh, you're not done?
Oh, no.
Oh, maybe you are. Should you be done?
I should be done. Do you have somewhere to be?
No, I already voted.
Okay. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Just a couple of things. One is I want to thank the city of West Palm Beach. They had a Veterans Parade this past Saturday. I was able to participate representing our Board of County Commissioners in the parade and had a veteran joining me, one of my neighbors, Nick Sacco. He's a former Air Force member, and the Mayor James was there, as well as Congresswoman Frankel. So it was a great turnout. So it was a wonderful event. Also letting folks know this coming Saturday on November 9th, the city of Lake Worth Beach is going to have their Veterans Day celebration at 11 a.m. at their center. And I hope to be there and be able to make some remarks thanking our veterans for their wonderful service this country. And then lastly, last week, I want to thank a number of you who were able to join me, as well as members of your staff. We had a meeting with Liz Naftali. Liz is the aunt of one of the children that was abducted during October 7th, Abigail Naftali. And Liz was able to put a personal share that story with us as to what happened to her family. Her parents were both murdered that day. Her brother and sister did survive, but it was, to hear it firsthand from a family member was incredibly moving, to understand what their family is going through, but also to remind us that there are over 100 hostages being held over in Gaza, and I believe 7 of them are American citizens that are being held, and asking us not to forget, to remember that they're there and that we all want them home as soon as possible. So I want to thank you all for joining me, and I want to thank the AJC, the American Jewish Council, for making this happen for us.
Thank you, Commissioner Weiss. Commissioner Woodward.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Commissioner Weiss, for organizing that last week. It was a very good reminder not to forget the people that are still there. Thank you for that. I have two off-site proclamations requests, one for November 14th as Ocean Bank Day in Palm Beach County.
All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 5-0.
Thank you.
The second was, thank you.
The yes.
And also declaring November 7th as Signature Gives Back Day.
Second.
Okay, we have got a first and a second. Those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 5-0.
And not that anyone needs reminding, but it is Election Day today, so hopefully everyone go to your polling place, not your early voting site. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Woodward. Commissioner Barnett.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I just wanted to recognize so many people who were involved in the George E. Webb 6th Avenue Bridge construction and reopening.
Oh, wow. Yes.
It's a privilege to be there with Commissioner Weiss and Commissioner and Senator Bernard and Administrator Baker. So many unsung heroes who work in engineering and public works and all throughout every department in Palm Beach County. But I wanted to recognize David Ricks, our engineering director, and Joanne Keller for their leadership and the ongoing commitment to ensuring our county's infrastructure is safe and well-maintained. There were numerous delays in getting this bridge reopened, but safety has always been our #1 priority. I want to also recognize Construction Coordination Director Albert Hoffman and Construction Coordinator Chris Little. Their thoroughness and attention to detail were instrumental in the reconstruction of the bridge. They went above and beyond by requiring additional levels of review, which ended up revealing voids underneath the bridge that might not otherwise have been detected. There were also debris and a ruptured pipeline that was detected, and these were addressed and remedied quickly. I'm very, very proud and thankful for our county engineering personnel. Again, Mr. Little, his extensive knowledge recognized the need to investigate those voids, which range from 1 to 30 feet, somewhere the size of vehicles. I think they averted potential future problems, possibly even disasters, months of review and testing with heavy machinery and equipments over and over again, riding over the bridge to make sure it was structurally sound and safe for traffic. I'm so thankful to have been part of the ceremony to open the bridge on 6th Avenue. And I'm thankful to the residents, of course, who put up with the numerous delays and showed the patience of saints with the county and all of our people, waiting for this opening to happen, which was supposed to have been in June, and then July, and then August, and then September. Now in November, it's finally opened. And I haven't driven over it yet, but I know I know I'm going to do it today. Absolutely, I'm going to test it out with my Impala. I know Palm Beach State College folks were there in attendance at the ceremony. They are grateful. Palm Beach County Fire Rescue made it very clear to me that this is going to help with their response times and ensure that people receive attention, emergency medical attention, faster now that the bridge is open. That's what I really wanted to say. I wanted to thank everybody who was there for being there with me for this important ceremony. Yep, don't forget to vote. Today's the last day. There may be a little bit of weather, but a little weather never hurt anybody. Do your civic duty. If you haven't voted early, go and vote. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner Barnett. I've never been at the opening of a bridge.
I have.
Yeah, you have, huh?
Donald Ross Road Bridge.
Well, I'm gonna recognize you now. You can tell us about the opening of a bridge. That's so cool. I just have roads.
Well, that was a while
Vice Mayor
back.
Marino.
We did do the Donald Ross Road Bridge, and that was a while back, but thank you again to staff. You know, we're the ones that get those,
Yes.
when is our bridge going to open emails, and staff gets them from us, and they work hard to move as quickly as possible. And actually, Donald Ross Road, and you heard me say this before, it was a really good example of how we worked, how the county worked to really open the bridge faster than it was supposed to be open. And we had lessons learned by only having one side closed. And so when the other side was closed, we were actually able, not we, I didn't do anything, but staff was actually able to get the bridge open earlier than expected. So I know our staff, it's a heavy lift for our over 3,000 miles of roadway network here that we have in the county. It's a heavy task, so thank you all for doing that. So Michael, thank you for your shout out. I would like to request an off-site proclamation declaring November 15th, 2024 as National Philanthropy Day.
Very nice. We have a second by Commissioner Weiss. All those for. Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 5-0.
Thank you. Well, if you all are looking for something fun to do on Saturday, I will be a judge at the Tequesta Chili Cook-Off, and I know our fire folks are always there with really, really good chili. So don't hesitate to come on over. We tasted like 25 last year, only little bits. And I did bring Pepto with me. Also, I think Marcy will be joining me, maybe Greg, for the joint annual conference for South Florida and the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council. That will be at FAU November 15th. Should be an interesting, it is again the silver tsunami. So it's how seniors are affecting everything that we do.
I'll be there.
Yes. And with that, I say vote, if you haven't already. And Greg and I will be at Canvassing Board this evening. And hopefully not into the wee hours of the night. But have a great day. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much, Vice Mayor. And I would invite everybody to the Discovery of the Palm Beaches. We have a State of Tourism Industry event that's coming up on November 7th, right here at the Kravis Center. And when you think about how many people come into Florida and come to Palm Beach County, our paradise, and many of them stay. So even if they don't, we love when they come down, they bring their credit cards, they enjoy themselves. And so if you'd like to, let me know. I'll get you up on stage to say a few words. And then, of course, the most important event coming up this month, and I know today is voting day, and that's important, but our veterans made it possible for us to vote and to vote in free and fair elections. So I know every one of us has events going on in our district on Veterans Day, November 11th. I've been for maybe 15 years at the Veterans Day event. I may see some of my fellow commissioners at Veterans Park in Boca Raton. And so wherever you are, let's never forget the ones who gave us the opportunity and the freedom to vote. I have a off-site proclamation for declaring November 30th, 2024 Small Business Saturday. So I don't know if I do a first, somebody? Okay, we got a first and seconds. Anybody, who do you want? We got so many. All right, all those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 5-0. And with that, we are not adjourned. We are in recess till 2 p.m. Everybody here, 2 p.m. And God bless America. This is a big day. Thank you. Thank you. See you later.
1911 Babcock, it's all electric car, meaning that even in this one, if you look at the headlights, there's actually electric bulbs in there, rather than if you look at the older cars, they're all either kerosene, lanterns, or something along those lines. So, because none of the cars had any electric, option at all.
Jack Adkins is curator of the Tallahassee Automobile Museum, which has more cars than they can count. The oldest, an 1893 Snell that started out as a plain old wooden buggy with horses. They simply took away the live horses and replaced them with an engine. An engine that still runs, by the way.
You don't have to worry about the computer board or chip or something like that. It's just